What's the concept?
So, the concept is that some dude remade all the patches on mods. So we're gonna play a show match on 3 different patches throughout the history of Legacy of the Void. It's pretty exciting, no?
That's cool. Who you
You know
playing
who I
against?
play against?
No.
You have 3 guesses. If you get it right, I'll give you $20.
I have 3 guesses with $20.
Yeah.
Actually, I just have no idea who you possibly play against. Like, it could be anyone.
This is how you know someone has too much money. If they're not even gonna try the 3 guesses for $20, I'll tell you, it's Scarlet. You know who I'm playing against.
I would have never guessed.
I'm pretty afraid because I feel like she'll think about stuff. You know, it's like, oh, this was good on this patch.
Yeah, Scarlet's smart, not like you.
Yeah, it's dangerous.
Yeah. Nice. No, that sounds fun. I reckon you'll be done in time to play the second qualifier. And if not, I get it.
Why do you host 2 qualifiers in one day?
Because there's not enough days to run StarCraft in the next week and a bit before I go away.
Really?
Yes. There's actually like a massive oversaturation of tournaments again.
Is that an issue, you think?
Yeah, 100%. Like, for the next 2 months, there's like after GSL ends, in theory, nothing happens for 2 months. And I literally can't run the tournaments I want to run because there's too many still.
Really?
Because there's Masters Coliseum, I have like a 7K sponsor that wants to run a tournament for a week. And
Is that the guy I know?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's some guy that has a YouTube channel about drills.
About drills?
Yeah.
That's really high tier.
And then I have Korean Royale, I have Summer Championship. I have like 3 tournaments to run and I can barely schedule one. It's insane. So
very nice.
Whether that's an issue, I don't know, but like it is busy. So yeah. This tournament is thanks to the guy you know, I think.
Yeah, Crate
Entertainment. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Super nice guy.
Some cool guys.
Yeah.
Been pumping the Hearthstone YouTube money, I guess. See how it is.
Yeah.
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 This is
what are we? Go ahead.
I was gonna say this is MaxPax Clem, and we've got a Reaper across the map and a bunker coming up to help protect against the Adept. That's my summary of the first 3 minutes.
That was some sweet control on that Marine, popping it back into the bunker, and now getting a kill on this Adept. Holy crap! Clem played this very well.
Yeah, that was very nicely done. Beautiful, even.
This doesn't compare to the Marauder trick from earlier, does it?
It doesn't impress me like the Marauders did, no. It really doesn't.
Really? This is much harder, I think.
It was very cool. I also was trying to... My chat gets really upset if I don't make them gamble imaginary channel points, so I was trying to set it up for them. So they'd rather me do that than be impressed by StarCraft plays. And then he lost the Reaper. Is it okay to lose the Reaper here? Is that fine?
No, actually it isn't. He didn't get info yet.
No, he has no idea what's going on.
He also didn't see the Robo, which actually really sucks. So he has no info. This could technically still be Stargate. But when it's MaxPax, it never really is Stargate, so it's kind of like cheating, you know?
Yeah, you just know without knowing, as this Adept admits he's going to die anyway. And as the Stalker comes through to try and push the Hellion back, and Clem just going to sit in his natural, blind, unable to see what's coming his way, but like you kind of said, you can make a pretty fair guess if it's MaxPax, because, well, I guess he does play a fair amount of Phoenix Colossus as well, right? But I mean, he still does really lean on his Blink super heavily.
Yeah, most definitely. It's going to be 4-gate Blink, as Clem... You see, Clem is playing the exact same build order here as Ryung did last game. You're seeing that?
Yeah, tank,
Except
Raven.
this was with a, with a Hellion. So it's just 2 factory units pre-tech lab. So it's not like the exact same build, but it's the same concept, basically. And now we're going to see the difference in execution here. And we're going to see the difference in response from Clem, from MaxPax as well. Whether he gets the medevac or not, actually has an impact usually on how he plays the 4-gate Blink. He'll probably try and expand a bit faster to a 3rd base, etc, etc. If Clem flies this in, like some absolute clown, I'll be extremely upset. Unless all the Stalkers are out of position already, and this is going to be fine.
I feel like Clem didn't even quite believe he got in. He like started back away before he dropped. He's like, wait, I actually can unload the Widowmine. So he will unload. He will force a lot of lost mine time. The Stalkers will blink, aiming for the medevac, however, means the Widow Mine will get burrowed one more time. Can threaten the probe, unburrows, reburrows, but it will die. But kept the probes away for a while at least. As now MaxPax can focus on his offense. The Stalkers are ready with the Prism on the other side. Clem has 2 tanks very well set up to cover the main blinking spot. So if he jumps up here as MaxPax, I'm not loving it. Okay, second tank's out of range.
Well, I mean, it's fine. You can clear a couple of Marines because you have Nitro. But there's not enough Stalkers to one-shot a tank either, right? Usually you do with the initial blinking. You get 11 Stalkers. I believe actually MaxPax with his build order gets 12, if I'm not mistaken. He's going to continue pressing on. But because those 3 Stalkers had to be at home, he had to wait for a little bit. Now there's going to be, I think, a 3rd tank relatively soon. There's a 2nd bunker on the low ground as well. This tank is in trouble though. Oh, Clem. Clem may be in trouble in general. It's hard to say right now. Stalkers are falling. This is very all-in out of MaxPax, don't forget. He hasn't constructed a 3rd base yet. More Stalkers now being warped in. Tank once again makes his way over to the natural. Observer gets sniped. And there are 2 auto turrets available on this Raven. Sometimes we see the Raven being sent across the map. That's not going to be the case here. Another bunker gets added in the natural. And I think this is looking fairly good for Clem. If he can survive till Stim, he'll probably end up winning this game.
Gets extra tank shots off that tank. High ground protects the low ground, so the tank position is good, right? Like the tanks are buddying up essentially. So if you do dive on the one on the low ground, there was still the high ground fire, so you get a few Stalkers out of it. It wasn't a complete waste. This time we dive in again. We weren't in range for too long, so this time MaxPax benefits. He gets the bunker. Also, surviving until Stim's looking a little bit tougher. Raven goes down without a spellcast, and no auto turrets coming out there, and MaxPax can just control the natural for a little while longer. The tank from the main base comes across. The only benefit here from Clem is that he saw MaxPax is pretty committed to the natural and to the top of this natural, so he was not as worried about protecting the main, and the Prism's in the natural now too, so you can get away with not having a tank there for a little bit.
Yeah, Stim is very close to finishing. That was kind of a little bit of a blunder, I think we could call that, right? Losing that Raven the way that he did. If he sends it across the map, he's probably going to get a few probe kills, forces probes off the line as well. And then you force out a couple of batteries, perhaps even. Or if you use it defensively, you have some more, either some tanking ability with those auto turrets, or perhaps can kill a Stalker with it. That really felt like a bit of a waste to me. Situation, however, still fine for Clem, despite not doing that absolutely perfectly. MaxPax tried all of his angles, didn't work out. It's going to come in from the side. We'll cancel the 5th barracks. So once again, 4 Stalkers will end up going in towards the main base. And will temporarily halt the production on the 3rd, which is very close to finishing right now.
As Stalker's taking a few more shots by up the right side, chasing a few extra Stalkers away as well. And so MaxPax is going to have to kind of run away a little bit. As long as Clem can keep the Prism out of the main, which I think he's left a couple units behind to do so, then he can just focus on pushing, and then MaxPax has to find a defense, which I guess Charge is about to be done, but we only have 5 Zealots right now. We're going to need a few more, but the extra gates aren't done just yet, so it's a scary moment for MaxPax as Clem looks as though he's going to get across the map with a good chunk of units. We'll see if MaxPax can hold on.
Is that a good chunk of units, though? It feels like a pretty small
It's less than I
army,
thought.
actually, like
You know, when I was saying it and I really looked, I was like, huh, I thought there would be more bio there, but I guess the cost of leaving units at home is adding up. There's already like 2 medevacs of units on the natural as well that could have been there, so... Yeah.
Did you just ping on the map?
No.
Please stop doing that, Vardy.
It's not me.
That's really messed up. There's multiple observers in here, and you're just spamming on the map because you want to show something to me.
I have no interest in showing you anything.
I do. I can show you the world, Vardy.
I cast and observe in the most laid-back way possible. If you think I've got 2 hands on this keyboard right now, like,
What's the second hand doing, Vardy?
it's on the back of my chair. I'm in a very relaxed position.
I can see that.
Yeah.
All right. Robo Bay going down. Now, this is a structure.
It is a structure, yeah. Wow. Years of StarCraft analysis.
And the Colossus. Calm down, Wardy. Some of us have interesting things to say, and you gotta let me finish my sentences. Big warp in here in the main base, coming out of that prism. It's gonna add up to 8 Zealots total, as the turret gets absolutely slaughtered. Viking slightly out of position. I think that was Outdoor, and he was looking for a prism. Didn't find it. Clem's defense is okay. No, actually it's good. At the same time, pushes forward. There's no major splash units out yet. Super Battery needs to help out, but 2 tanks might be capable of pushing through that. I'm not so sure, Wardy. This is pretty close. It's
a lot of Zealots that are just coming out of this natural, though, and Zealots can be very good in these scenarios. The tanks will go down. The bio hasn't really been touched yet, though, and a lot of the numbers have been cut away at for MaxPax here, so I think he's in trouble. as Clem can just kite back and forth at this point. There's not enough Zealots to really stop him from doing that, and yeah, maybe another round of Warpins. I guess the benefit for MaxPax is Clem isn't able to reinforce. He's got one tank still actually out on the low ground. As Clem has cleaned up back at home, now he will be able to reinforce, and I think that's where MaxPax is going to find himself in a lot of trouble, because I just don't think he has enough to hold off against the reinforcement round of Clem, which is pretty big, right? A good chunk of bio here. Potentially some mines if they unburrow and come across as well, and that's especially good against these Zealots.
He killed his own Marauder.
I feel like Clem does this so much lately. It's his own units.
Yeah, I'm gonna flame him after he wins the series. 155 supply to 115. Fort base going up for MaxPax. He can afford it because he had a little bit of cash left over, but I'm not quite sure if he can actually hold this at the same time. Clem is just continually most likely going to be reinforcing this position as well with more mines. There's no armory on the way yet, but we have 2 lips that have started up and are about to finish actually. Once those arrive, I think this position is going to be close to unbreakable until Thermal Lens is out. Don't forget the Thermal Lens still has the 10 range, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so. As we do have our Colossi getting pushed back though, and a couple of them are going down already. And this is just where Clem can give it the pressure. The G is tied by MaxPax, and Clem is going to take game 1 of our best of 3.
You saw the difference there, but
Even when I try and host a lobby quickly, I actually don't think my internet is good enough to do it as fast as MaxPax does. Like, it's actually bonkers.
sure. Yeah, he's very quick. He also is, you know how sometimes people pause in game?
Yeah.
So I'll sometimes pause in game, right? And 90% of people, you know what they do? They tap down. MaxPax stays in game, and the moment you ask go, he is already unpaused it, basically. Like, he's freaking fast. This guy has laser focus. You know why?
No.
Because he doesn't use social media. He doesn't use the internet except for playing. Like, this guy is just focused on one thing at a time. When he listens to music, he closes his eyes and listens to the songs, you know? He internalizes the chords and the notes. It's crazy. He told me about this as well. It's like some people, you know how some people meditate? This is just MaxPax's regular state of being. It's just the intense focus on just experience in the moment living. He is a crazy, crazy person when it comes to that. He has better focus than anyone else I've ever met in my entire life. I'm not even joking about that. Like, no, like there's some parts, obviously we're joking, but I don't think I've ever seen someone this. I've never seen him, but I can feel how focused and how, you know, how witted he is. It's crazy. This guy is, and he lives for StarCraft 2 and Warcraft 3. Did you see that I destroyed him in Warcraft 3?
No, I did not see this.
You did 2-1. It wasn't even close.
When was this?
I hadn't played for like 13 years, and he'd been playing games. You know what's weird? I think he might have. I don't want to use the L word, okay?
L word.
Lie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't think MaxPax lies, but I think the truth got twisted a little bit, you know? Somehow, some way, by MaxPax. So he'd been telling me that he was playing Warcraft 3, and I saw him on Warcraft 3 quite a bit. So we talked about it before. And then when I asked him, it was like, hey, do you want to play like a best of 3 against me? And I asked him how many games he had played, and he told me 40. That didn't seem right, because this guy plays like 45 games a day when it comes to StarCraft 2. I don't believe that I've seen him on Warcraft 3 at least 20 times, you know? There's no way this guy played like 1 game at a time. He's a grinder, you know? That is how he works. So my theory is that he just forgot a lot of the games that he played. And in reality, he probably played closer to 600, 700, 800 games maybe, and I destroyed him despite not having played for 13 years.
I see. It's definitely
I didn't even know any of the creep routes. It was crazy. Like, my micro was just too good. But not to brag.
I was gonna say, weird flex, bro. Stay humble.
Stay humble.
Reaper shows up to try and harass a little bit. It has been poking and prodding around. It did have a hop into the main base at one point, but it did not see the Twilight Council yet, so we don't have complete information here for Clem. He does end up having to work his way out around the right side with this Reaper before it gets hunted down by the Adept and is going to fall.
Yeah, it happens.
Does happen,
did he scout anything with that or no?
No, he didn't see the Twilight. Or did he see he saw the gate at the front, but that's it.
gonna be Fargate again, isn't it? Yeah, it is.
And Clem's gonna go Hellion drop.
Oh, is this the 3-card drop? Was this gas first?
so.
No, it wasn't.
Three-
This is... Oh, no, he gets in. That's so bad, actually.
Yeah, because now if MaxPax can hold off these cars, he's gonna have a very strong counter attack where Clem is not being really building units, and Clem actually cancels his 3rd car, right, and just goes straight into the tech lab instead.
Correct call.
Yeah.
By Clem, I think. But at the same time, this also means that the trick he pulled last time will not be quite as effective, right? Because against a mine, like if there's a single mine, you're always going to need full like dedication to dealing with that mine. But like if there's like a car or like 2 cars, I mean, if you just build a battery in each mineral line, you're probably going to be fine. I don't think that's how MaxPax will deal with it, but I think you can leave less resources at home to deal with it.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, definitely. It means he can focus a little bit more on that attack and getting across the map quickly as the Hellion drop comes through, the 2 of them. We'll see immediately Stalker's just getting towards the medevac. It will not be able to do anything, and we already put a couple shots onto the medevac as well, bringing it low, making it easy to get rid of later. MaxPax still going to have 2 Stalkers left at home though, which means that the Prism is coming across with not a lot of support just yet.
Yeah, there should be about 7, 8 Stalkers here now. That's indeed going to be the case. 2 Hellions will come in and try to get a couple of kills. So far 2 workers have fallen. 1 Hellion back at home. Has a big blink in the main base. Gets rid of a tank, I guess.
That is a nice tank snipe. Gets rid of that straight away, so big deal there. And that is just going to start weakening the defenses. This way you open up opportunities as MaxPax to perhaps be able to get a little bit more done, because now there's no tank for the low ground. So this low ground bunker, you can see Clem preemptively pulls the SCVs to try hopefully get a repair on this in time. To buy a little bit of time, the repair is good enough to get rid of 1 Stalker so far, forcing the micro on the others, and it gives him time to get his Marines to the low ground. So the bunker kind of does its job of buying time. Obviously now a few SCVs might start to go down. We are, with the car, getting some probe kills by the way, so it's gone a couple probes, making up for the 2 SCVs he's lost, and MaxPax cancels his warping on the other side of the map to warp in at home. He loses 1 more Hellion, 1 more probe to the Hellion. And like I said, just an annoying little something as Clem, new tank, is out and is going to set up on the ramp.
Yeah, it's out of range of these Stalkers. There's a second tank will need to move forward as well here. Depots are still being added. Don't forget MaxPax is on a little bit of a timer with his blinks forward. Will take out 1 tank, picks up 1 of the 2 Stalkers that was being attacked. Nice target fire with the high ground tank, which actually got more done than I think it should have. A little bit of good splash damage, and Auto Turret did end up getting another kill there. Bunkers now being thrown down. I think this is snowballing in favor of MaxPax though.
Yeah, a little bit, right. That was a decentish trade from Clem, I felt like, as tanks are going to change positions. New one shows up, gets sieged, the other one moves forward a little bit, but having to pull the SCVs to repair the orbital is not a fun place to be. Stimpak's finishing soon, but will Clem have enough at that point as he's back with the car for another 3 probes? This Hellion has 8 kills, finally goes down. Just one thing that's keeping MaxPax a little bit in check during everything else, I suppose. If it wasn't for that guy, I think MaxPax would be even further off and away with this game, as he does have a couple of Stalkers in the main base to be, again, just a nuisance. Stim finishing up. Marauder here should be able to help against these Stalkers.
Do you see that?
What part? I don't think
What,
I
the
did.
pickup on the SCV?
Oh no, I completely missed the pickup on the SCV.
Oh, that was sweet, man. That was real sweet. Oh, it's a lot of Stalkers though in the main base, and Marauders are stimming forward, trying to deal some damage. It's not quite working out. Medevac does get cleared here. MaxPax playing one hell of a game, that's for sure. Clem not quite making the defense happen this time around. I feel like he was a little bit, like, a bit confused. Although he knew what was coming, there was no second bunker, which is pretty much his default move against MaxPax these days, you know? So I'm surprised to not have seen that. CC is gonna get cancelled. This tank got on siege and is going to fall as well. I think it should at least. No, it's just going to re-siege up here.
Wow. Okay, the 2 Stalkers that blinked in for that siege tank do not get it. The SCV save it. A little bit of a miss micro there. Or again, just a mistake, I guess, from MaxPax. Misplay on what he could have done. Felt like that could have been better, of course. It's the Observer as well with the Raven out on the corner. Well, as everything settles down, Clem's going to scan out the 3rd base. The typical Clem, how dead am I scan comes in across the map and sees, okay, well, that 3rd base is fully saturated. Now he's going to make his decision on what he does here. As he finishes up 2 more racks, he's pretty much just going to send it, right? Like, do you think he could even pull SCVs and just go one big attack and try and hope?
No.
No?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
I think this game is legitimately over.
Just
Like,
completely.
at the very... Well, I mean, I think I could still lose it. Put me in MaxPax's position. I can make magic happen, no problem. But
Yeah, but
I
if it's legitimately open, but don't you just pull the SCVs to try as like one last dish ever? Is that not your best call?
maybe, I don't know. I'm not a great Terran player, Wardy. I think Clem is not much of an SCV pooler, though.
It's true.
He just doesn't like the concept, I think. It's a weird concept as well. It feels wrong, you know? Like, these guys are supposed to be working at home. No,
Yeah, you're just
Not
not.
buying.
You're not a Terran player if that's how you feel about it.
That is what Clem does, you know? Clem never pulls SCVs.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get
Doesn't
it.
proxy Rex, doesn't pull the boys. You know what he might be trying to do? Is kind of... This is actually okay-ish, or this would have been good if there was no RoboBay. So you kind of move on the map. He killed another one of his units, by the way, Clem did. If you move to the middle of the map, you pretend to attack, and then the Protoss player is too afraid to tech into consistent splash damage. So they don't have the balls to throw down a RoboBay and get Colossi out, you know? If you can get up to like 160, 170 supply, and your opponent has no splash at all, that could actually be really big. Because then the Terran army just skills so much better. It's actually going to be a boy pool here. So you were right.
Feel so vindicated. Thank you, Clem. I think he just did this because we're bros, you know. Hits the Matrix on the Immortal, hits a pretty good anti-arm missile on the Zealots as well. I mean, you just gotta go though. The longer you wait here, the more splash comes out, the more warpings come through, the more difficult this is gonna be. MaxPax supply block though. If you lose the Nexus, it'll be even more supply blocked here as the Bio is not really coming back though. I feel like you should have been back across to protect the tanks. That didn't actually really need it though. Wow. MaxPax is kind of just dying, mate.
Terran, eh?
Pull the boys, that's pretty good.
That was not the fight to take.
That was not the
obvious
fight
as
at
well.
all. I mean, Clemson.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. Okay, so in my mind, you look at that situation, and what you said was completely accurate. It's like, well, the longer you wait, the worse it's going to get here. You can send zealots from behind and pick off reinforcements, maybe set them up for a flank. You can lose 2 bases as long as you don't lose all your probes and be somewhat fine. He was really close to a Templar archive. All he needs to do is to work towards not being supply blocked, warp in 6 Archons, and as there's no Ghost, I think that would definitely seal the deal. Now we're gonna get a bit of a flank here from the bottom side as well. Archons are in position, tanks helping out a bit too much against these Colossi though. Otherwise this defense might have still had some success. You get the triple G out of MaxPax, and Clem will take the series with a 2-0 score.